Hello, and a warm welcome back to the Fertility Counselor podcast show. I'm so grateful you're here with me today. This episode is going to be a little different. We're taking a step back to talk about something that touches every one of us in some ways: mental health. Yes, your mental health matters. I wanted to release this now because tomorrow, the 10th of October, is World Mental Health Day, a global reminder that our minds and hearts deserve just as much care as our bodies. Here is the truth. Mental health challenges are far more common than most people think. Studies show that nearly 1 in 2 people will experience a mental health condition at some point in their life. Can you imagine that? Just let it sink in what I just said. Studies show that nearly 1 in 2 people will experience a mental health condition at some point in their life. This sounds really, really heavy. Right now, close to 1 billion people worldwide live with a mental disorder, with depression and anxiety being the most common, and yet so many suffer in silence. For many, the signs of struggle are subtle: exhaustion, irritability, a constant heavy feeling, or losing interest in things you once loved. For others, it may be more visible, carried behind a smile. And because of stigma or lack of awareness, far too many people never get the support they need. That's why these conversations matter. Mental health is not just about coping or fixing problems. It's about nurturing resilience, finding connection, and remembering that none of us are alone in this. In today's episode, I'll share some of the global trends and challenges we are seeing, why mental health is so important, not only for individuals, but for families and communities. And most importantly, I leave you with 3 simple but powerful practices you can try at home to care for your mental well-being. So wherever you are, maybe on your commute, on a walk, or winding down at the end of the day, I invite you to listen with some openness, curiosity, and compassion for yourself. So let's begin.
Hello, and a warm welcome to my podcast show, Your Fertility Counselor. I'm your host, Tanya Fessler, and together we will dive into all things fertility, offering support, expert insights, and practical evidence-based advice for anyone navigating their fertility journey. So grab a cup of tea and make yourself comfortable. Let's get started.
So let's start first with the global trends and some research. For those who know me, they know that I really like research. So we are looking at the rising awareness of issues like climate anxiety, long COVID impacts, and burnout. These are all factors that have been coming up more and more over the past years. The fact that in many countries, most people who need support don't get it, that's reality. And we can't escape it. And there are different reasons why that support is not available. But first of all, we need to really become aware that mental health challenges are part of us, of human beings. It's not a personal failing. It's what all of us, including myself, can experience. And it's so important to just raise this awareness amongst us so that we know that if we start to feel lower energy and the lower energy starts to become a day-to-day kind of normal, then, this is not normal. And that you have this awareness that you can create for yourself and for your well-being to stop for a moment and review your current situation, become aware, hey, is this really the normal me, or should I actually take action of it? So why does it matter so much, and why should we keep talking about it? Mental health shapes how we connect, how we parent our children, how we love ourselves, and how we bring love into the world and to those that we have around us, how we show up at work, and even how our bodies feel. Our bodies are trying every day in and out to do the best they can to cope with all what surrounds us. So if we start having like aching pains, if we start going into chronic illnesses, this is indeed how our bodies are actually talking to us. And it's something we should not pay attention to it, but rather do stop and listen to the body to become aware, what is our body trying to tell us here? Strong link to physical health. Stress can affect sleep. It can highly affect our immunity and our long-term health. If you got children at a later age, or you are spending time focusing on your career, you just want to feel that great health in you. You want to feel strong, you want to feel grounded, you want to keep going on and going on in a really great way, in a resilient way, in a strong way. So the cost to the society of all these illnesses that we are experiencing in human beings, it's billions lost to absenteeism, but also the unseen cost of suffering in silence. Stigma is still one of the biggest barriers, unfortunately. And I'm so glad to see that more and more mental health support is available online with one click, and sometimes even in zero costs. So it's really, really important for those that feel this aloneness, that feel that they are actually being more retreating into their caves, that they can actually reach out online for mental health support. And while we absolutely need systemic change, more access, less stigma, and better resources, there are also small things we can do in our daily lives to nurture our own well-being. So here are some tips that I really want to share for your home practice. It just takes a little moment. And you know what? You don't have to cover all of them. It's just good enough if you start with really the smallest step that you can do today. Now, tip number 1, move your body gently but regularly. You can do that already first thing in the morning when you wake up. You don't need a gym membership or an intense workout. And also, you don't need to spend money on a personal trainer if you don't want to, if this is not your thing. Even just like stretching out early morning when you wake up and doing just a few movements, like lifting up your legs and your arms and shake them up already a little bit, that's already like your first step into moving. If you're ready for a little bit more, you can go out for a short walk, dancing in your kitchen, listening to some great music. There is a whole bunch of research into what music does for us as well to elevate our moods and everything. Our stretching on the floor can lift your mood. Movement changes brain chemistry, it supports better sleep and helps release build-up stress. My tip number 2, practice mindfulness presence. Yes, I can't emphasize enough about like how mindfulness presence can help. I just did a wonderful exercise of journaling over the weekend. But again, it's up to you what helps you. It can be a 1-minute break. It can be a 5 minutes break a day just to pause. You can focus on your breathing, or then just notice the sounds around you, or simply sit with a hand on your heart. For those that want to do a little bit more, they can start writing. It's a wonderful, again, a wonderful, wonderful tool to get stress released, also to place all your worries into a journal, You don't even have to review it or reread it. It's good enough to just place it somewhere. We have been talking about journaling in the past, so I won't repeat myself much here. If you are interested to learn more about the practice of journaling, please go back to the earlier episodes in this podcast. So these moments of this peacefulness, of this mindful presence, help calm the nervous system. It reduces spiraling thoughts and it helps building resilience. So these are just really great ideas on how to practice mindful presence. And since I have you here with me in this podcast right now, why don't we just do a little practice, a mini practice of going through 3 deep breaths? So make yourself comfortable. You can do this either in standing or in sitting on a chair with both feet grounded, or you can do it in a lying position. And now I want you to place both hands on your tummy and then take a deep breath into your tummy so that you can feel your hands expanding. And then exhale all the way, fully. That's great. Another deep, great inhale slowly into your tummy now. Add a little hold at the end of your inhale and then exhale fully until you can't exhale anything anymore. That's great. And one more time, inhale deeply into your tummy and then give it a long exhale. Beautiful. Well done. And thank you. Thank you for being open and curious to feel and experience this mini practice. This is, as you can see, as short as it can be, and you can do it anywhere and any time of your day. So let's move on to tip number 3. Reach out and connect. Send a message or call a friend or share how you're really feeling with someone you trust. Human connection is one of the most protective factors for our mental health. Even small check-ins remind us that we are not meant to go through life alone. This is so important to experience this human connection. Research actually shows that the brain scan of having a real connection in life with someone that actually sits or stands in front of you has such a different energy into our brains than having a conversation via FaceTime, Zoom, or whichever devices you're using. So please keep that in mind. We are all captured in a lot of work, and sometimes the day-to-day work can be actually taking away the time to have these real connections, but make it a point. So your little homework now for tomorrow on World Mental Health Day, I want you to have a connection, a personal connection with a good friend, with whomever, it doesn't matter, with the supermarket employee, with the security guard, with a personal trainer, with a receptionist, with someone working in a restaurant. It doesn't really matter. Please have that connection because it's such a game changer when we actually support these real connections in our life. So, as we close today, I want to remind you that taking care of your mental health is not a luxury, it's essential. I can't emphasize enough on that because it's so important to take care of your mental health. Just like we brush our teeth or eat nourishing food, tending to our minds and emotions is part of our overall well-being. If you take one thing away from this episode, let it be this. You are not alone. Struggles with mental health are part of the human experience, and reaching out for support is a sign of strength, never weakness. On this eve of World Mental Health Day, I invite you to do one small thing for yourself or for someone else. Go for that walk, take those mindful breaths, send that check in message, and little steps can make a big difference. And remind yourself for tomorrow, make one human personal connection tomorrow. Thank you for joining me for this important conversation, for taking care of your own mental health. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And as always, until next time, take gentle care of yourself. See you next week.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Fertility Counselor podcast. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. If you need support or have any questions, reach out to us via email at inquiries@counselingconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Fertility Connects. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to learn more about us and the services we offer, head to www.fertilityconnects.com. And if you're looking for support beyond fertility, visit www.counselingconnects.com. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.